All right, let's talk about traceability and properties. Traceability is the backbone of accountability, safety, and trust. And this is especially true for manufacturing industries. In a world where a single faulty component or an untraceable defect in a product can literally derail your entire business. In such a context, accurate traceability can not only prevent disastrous consequences, but also boost your efficiency, build your clients' trust, and improve the quality of the service that you provide, which will ultimately lead you to success. Thank you for joining this talk. My name is Adrienne. I am a business analyst at Odoo. And today I will show you how to make the most of Odoo standard traceability features with a very specific focus on how to customize the information that is stored on your lots and serial numbers using properties. Don't forget to scan the barcode to ask your questions. It will be displayed again at the end of the presentation, just before the Q&A session. All right, so I am certain that many of you are already familiar with Odoo standard traceability features and how we can leverage these features in a manufacturing flow. But for those of you who are not, here's a quick overview. We can, of course, assign lots or serial numbers to products upon receipt. We can even mass generate them automatically, which is very handy when you're dealing with large quantities. We can track expiration dates and removal dates if needed. During production, we can pick components from specific lots, and we can do so from the back end of the system or as a factory worker directly from the shop floor application. Once the product is assembled, we can assign a unique serial number of our choosing, or we can use the incremental one suggested by the system. And then the icing on the cake is the traceability report, this amazingly powerful tool which basically allows you to track any operation and component linked to a specific product. So in short, Odoo displays a whole bunch of cool features that allow you to efficiently track your products. But what if you need more? What if you need to take traceability one step further in terms of accuracy, because you want to track specific information on your products and your serial numbers? What if you need more customization, because the information that you want to track is different for each product? What if you need more flexibility, because you would like to be able to add and update information at any time during the process? Let's imagine, for example, that you are a wine producer and that you need to track which of your lots are organic certified, for example. Now, you can't possibly have that information when you create the product in your database. So you will typically need to add it later on the lot number. And what if you manufacture technical equipment, but for some reason you don't install it yourself? No, you have it installed by a third party. However, you still need to track information related to the installation and commissioning process, such as where was the product installed, when, or by whom. If you find yourself in a similar situation, then you're going to want to use properties to customize the information on your lots and serial numbers for impeccable accuracy. Let's have a quick reminder about what properties are in Odoo. So property fields, they're available since version 17, and they're basically custom fields that allow you, that can be added to forms across various Odoo applications, and that bring customization and flexibility in standard. So I would like to insist on this point. This feature has nothing to do with Studio. Okay, it's available in the fully standard version of Odoo. You can find properties on lots and serial numbers, of course, which is the topic of today's talk, but also on products, opportunities, employees, project tasks, etc., etc. I probably left out a few. To add properties to any of these forms, all you have to do is click on the little gear at the top left corner of the screen and then select the option Add Properties. And doing so will basically open a pop-up window in which you can label your new fields and select the field type from a wide range of options, going from a simple text field to a date and time or a selection, or even a many-to-one if you need to fetch information from another model. So let's explore all of this in a concrete use case. For this use case, we're going to say that our company sells and manufactures access control equipment, such as parking barriers and subway gates. Now, I know that there might be a couple of old colleagues in the audience or maybe listening to this online, so let me just say that any reference to my previous job is, of course, a complete coincidence. All right, so we sell barriers and gates, and like any company, we are facing some challenges. First, we have a wide range of products, and they all operate thanks to a control board. Now, because we like to keep things simple, that's why we use Odoo, by the way, we use the same control board in all of our products. What changes, however, is the configuration of the software that we upload on the logic board. So this means that during assembly, we have to make sure that we pick a control board that has previously been configured with the right software version that is compatible with the product that we are assembling. So that's challenge number one, compatibility. Secondly, we have to deal with quality variations, especially for painted components. It sometimes happens that our paint supplier delivers a batch with a quality that is slightly lower than our usual standards. Maybe there are some small imperfections in the paint texture. Maybe the color is not exactly what we ordered. But we pay attention to our green score. We try to reduce waste. And so when we get such a batch, we don't necessarily scrap these components. No, we keep them in stock. And we try to use them for clients who are maybe a little bit less picky, in exchange for an extra discount, for example. Third, we have a vast equipment pool to manage. We sell our products worldwide, but we don't have a team of technicians in every country. So when we sell abroad, we use local subcontractors to carry out the installation and maintenance process of our products. However, we still want to track the information related to this installation and commissioning process because we want to keep some level of control over our equipment pool, even for the products that we don't install ourselves. And finally, for the products that we do install ourselves, we would like our technicians to have easy access when they are on site to the information that is stored on the serial number that they're tending to. And we would like them to be able to do so without having to open the backend because, once again, we like to be fast and efficient. So there you go. We have 4 challenges, 1 Odoo feature. Let's dive into our database and see how we can manage this in Odoo. So here I am on my database, and the first thing I'm going to do is check my inventory dashboard. And I see that I have one new receipt to validate, so I will just open this. This receipt is for some painting components that I will be needing later to assemble my product. This component is tracked by lot number, so I will just assign a lot number. Let's call this demo 1 so that I'm able to remember it easily. I can save this and validate the receipt. Now, when they inspected the product, the quality department noticed that there were some small irregularities in the paint. So I would like to highlight this directly on the lot number so that I'm able to find that information for future reference if I need to. So I will just go back to my lot number. Here it is. And you see that thanks to this property field that is already available on my lot number, I can write a small comment. OK. And I can just save this. Perfect. Let's now jump to the sales application, where I see that I have one new sales order for this client, University of Mexico, and they placed an order for 1 parking barrier. And I see a log note from the sales representative informing me that this client got an extra discount in exchange for agreeing to use a housing with lower paint quality. So I will just copy this because I might be needing this later, and I will make sure to keep this in mind for the rest of the flow. We'll now jump straight into the manufacturing application using this smart button here that allows me to view the manufacturing order related to that specific sales order. And you can see that my barrier is made of 4 different components. I have a mechanical assembly, an aluminum boom, a painted steel housing, and a control board. I'll open the miscellaneous tab and I will paste the note from my sales representative so that my factory workers are able to see it when they assemble the products. OK. Let us now put ourselves in the shoes of a factory worker and open the manufacturing order from the shop floor application so that I'm able to select the components manually during assembly. I will validate the first two, which are not tracked. And then for the painted steel housing, I see this note here informing me that I have to pick one from the last batch that we received, the one with the small imperfections. So I will just open the list view of my lot numbers. And you see that thanks to the property field that is also displayed in the list view, I'm able to identify very easily the lot from which I should pick my housing. So I will select this one and save this. Perfect. Moving now to the control board, I know that I have to pick one that is compatible with the product that I'm assembling. So once again, I will open the list view of my lot numbers. And you see these tags here that I've added. They're also a property field that I've added on the lot number of the control boards. So I can easily identify that, for example, this lot is compatible with parking barriers. So I will make sure to pick my control board from this one. OK. So now that we have used all the components, I can assign a unique serial number to my finished product. Let's call this one Demo 2. Great. And you see that on the serial number form of my barrier, I have a lot of information that I can fill in. But for now, we'll just focus on the production information. So for example, I can confirm the language that was used to program the interface of the control board. In this case, we'll select Spanish because my client is located in Mexico. And for the warranty, I was actually able to set a default value, which is 2 years. But of course, I can change that if needed. OK. So I can now save and close this and validate. Perfect. So now my job here is done. So I can close the production panel and go back to my database. Let's now fast forward and imagine that after 2 months of sea freight and tedious customs procedures, my product finally arrived on site in Mexico, where it is ready to be installed by my local subcontractor. So once I have confirmation from them that everything is OK, that the product is operating as it should, I can just look for the corresponding serial number in the database. And I can now fill in the information related to the installation process. So for example, I will select here my local subcontractor, and I can add the commissioning date. Great. And you know what? I feel like it would actually be very useful to have the end user information directly on the serial number. So I will just add it right now, and you will see that it's super easy and super fast. So add properties. I will label this end user. I would like a many-to-one field with a relationship to the contact model. Perfect. I will just drag and drop this field in the right section. And I am now able to select my end user. OK. And this field is now available in the serial numbers of all my barriers. OK? But you won't find it on other lot numbers of other products because properties are product specific. So this is actually very convenient because I don't want to pollute my database with a lot of information that is not relevant. OK. So you see that in the list view, I am able to display all the property fields that I've added. And if I want to display, for example, the list of all the barriers that were installed by a specific subcontractor or at a specific time, I can just create a custom filter. So we'll select properties here, and then, for example, installed by. I will select my subcontractor, and just like that, I have the list of all the barriers installed by that specific partner, which can be very useful to plan future maintenance operations, for example. OK, talking of maintenance, let us now imagine that I'm a technician sent on site to carry out a maintenance operation on my barrier. So once I'm standing in front of the product, I can just scan its barcode. For the demo, I will type the barcode like this. And just like that, I have access to all the information that was previously stored on that specific serial number. So once I'm done with the maintenance operation, I can just fill in the last check date, and then my name. Perfect. And I can validate this. And actually, we are all done here. So you see how easily I was able to create new fields, add extra information to improve accuracy, and navigate smoothly through the flow. Using properties, I was able to overcome all of the challenges that I listed earlier. So what I've tried to demonstrate here is that incorporating properties into your lots and serial number isn't just about adding data. It's about creating a more efficient, more controlled flow, leaving nothing to chance, and adding real value to your processes. Now, I am sure that you will all agree that in an industry where precision is key, these small steps can lead to big advantages. Thank you, and we can now move to the Q&A session. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
We already have some few questions, so I'm just going to ask them. And then if you have additional questions, please don't hesitate to already add them to the feedback pad, and then we can continue. Is there anything new on the properties within version 18, since the feature was already available in 17? What is your opinion on that?
Okay, so we are now able to display properties on lots and serial numbers in the list view, and also we are now able to export and import them. So that is a new feature of version 18.
Okay, perfect. Someone else already replied to one of the questions, but I will maybe reply. Why not use variants to manage different product variations? Maybe what's your reply to that?
Okay, well, like I said during the demo, I guess sometimes you don't have the information when you create the product or when you create the sales order. So you just need, you just need more flexibility to be able to add it later.
And how would you add different quality levels when you produce like 10 items in one manufacturing order? I don't think this is much related to properties, but still, if you would be able to answer that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So maybe this person can come after the talk and we can discuss it.
Okay.
Okay.
When using your print label on the lot labels as a step during the manufacturing order, the amount is 0 on the printed label since it's finished manufacturing order after all the steps. How can I achieve using print labels with the shop floor? So also this has nothing to do with properties.
Yeah, I'm afraid I won't be able to answer that. I'm sorry.
What are the main differences between the fields that you can create with Studio and with properties itself?
Okay. Yeah, this is kind of a technical question, so I can already give you a part of an answer, but if you want a more deep answer, you will have to go to the studio booth. I guess when you create a property field, it is conditioned by the parent field. So for example, I created a property on the lot number of a product and it did not appear on the lot number of another product. If you create a property on a product template, it will be related to the product category. So yeah, it is conditioned by the parent record.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Also not related, so I'm not going to do those ones. Can we use properties in the standard plan, which is then the 24 euros, or should they go to a custom plan?
No. So like I said, it has nothing to do with Studio, so the standard plan is okay.
Okay. Again, no. Do we have an option to create custom fields in the community version interface? Is properties available there?
Yeah, I think properties are available in the community version, yeah.
We can also check maybe
yeah,
later
we could check, but
no questions. Can we import values on the properties?
Yeah, I think so.
And would you say like you're able to do like all lot and serial numbers with all the properties and all the values there with just like an import over a CSV file, an Excel file?
Yeah, I mean you can with the new feature that we have in version 18, you can now do an import like you would do for any other field, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Is it possible to set 2 traceability codes, example, one internal and one for the customers?
You can add a property for the second traceability code. I don't know.
Maybe later on they can
Yeah.
ask you directly. We can check it out. Are the properties accessible and updatable through an API?
I have I have no idea. This
I
is a
will
technical question. I'm sorry, I have
I
no
will
idea.
reply maybe on this one. It's normally it should be possible to
Okay.
update. We can do it together.
Yeah.
Can we have properties shared for multiple? They're still typing products. I think they're trying to say.
Well, I think not, since, as I said, it is conditioned by the parent record. So if you create a property for a product, it just won't appear on another product. That's the
Okay.
way it works.
So it's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
one a
At
field
least all not
single.
sense serial numbers. It's product specific. Yes.
Okay. And do you know if properties can be added on SO lines?
I'm
So and
sorry, I
then
didn't catch that.
so the SO lines, so the sale order lines, would you be able to even add a property field there? Because you mentioned you had field, the project, the tasks.
I'm not sure. I think there is something in development for the yeah, lots and serial numbers on sales order lines, but I'm not sure about properties. So yeah.
The reason why they're asking is they would like to have a link with the delivery. So again, then maybe with the lot and serial
Yeah,
numbers,
yeah.
if that would be a
It's coming.
possibility.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe
Yeah.
18.4
Yeah.
or maybe 19, we can see for that. Um, is it a conditional only on products, or is there only, or are there also other field types?
Yeah, I'm not sure I get the question.
Because right now your example is always on like lot and serial number
Yeah.
products for the properties. Like, is there a certain field type where it's possible to link a property, or is it no conditions? Because then sale order lines would also be a possibility.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. That is, again, a question that you can ask to the studio guru, to the product owner.
Okay. I'm just going to quickly go over if we have something interesting. We saw on the shop floor level that the possibility to select a specific lot with the particular comment was added regarding quality. Is it also possible to directly at a sales level ask these or put this step? So no production step necessary?
At the sales level, at the moment, I think not. But once again, if we incorporate serial numbers into sales orders, I guess it will be possible.
Okay. So maybe through some customizations,
Yeah.
if they would add already a field to be accessible to the slots and serial numbers, it would be a possibility to then have the
Yeah, I
field
guess. Yeah.
populate. Okay. What about the traceability with it with NFT? And I don't know.
I don't know what this is. I'm sorry.
Can you maybe write it full
Yeah.
sentence? Because NFT for me it's something different. RFID print serial numbers for products. RFIDs are encoded unique per each product, so can be counted as an okay. They replied to themselves on another question above. I think we had most of them. Just going to community version. We replied. Da-da-da-da. Okay. I think most people are done and they're saying thank you for the great talk. So
Okay.
if you know additional questions, thank you guys for listening and
Thank
we
you.
go for the next.